Today's text for our devotion is found in the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 5. The Bible says, "Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished." For today's devotion, I would like to zero in on a subject that I find to be at the root of rebellion against God, and that is pride. The thought or meaning behind pride is to be lofty, haughty, to lift up oneself above their rightful place, to have an exaggerated and unrealistic opinion of themselves. In the verse we read from Proverbs 16, we find this pride is in the heart of the individual. It is a core attitude that branches out and springs forth through every aspect of the prideful person's life. We find the introduction of pride in the Bible in the life of Lucifer. Isaiah 14:12 says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, and I will be like the Most High." All of those "I wills" are statements of pride. In Ezekiel chapter 28 and verse 14, it also talks about Lucifer. "Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. Thou wast upon the holy mountain of God. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. Thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou wast created, till iniquity was found in thee. By the multitude of thy merchandise they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of God, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. Thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness. I will cast thee to the ground. I will lay thee before kings, that they may behold thee." After Lucifer, we find that pride is manifested in the hearts of people, and God tells us in Proverbs 16 that this is an abomination to him. Abomination is the strongest term that the Bible uses regarding sin. An abomination is a repulsive, sickening thing that is grossly vile by its nature. We really don't need a clearer explanation than that. God hates pride. The very thing on the list of the 6 things that God hates, yea, that 7 are an abomination unto him, the first on the list is a proud look. Now, the antithesis of pride is humility, and there is no other way to walk with God than in humility. Let us humble ourselves in the sight of God, in the sight of the Lord, as it says in James 4:10. Let us do what the Lord requires of us by walking humbly with our God, as it says in Micah chapter 6 and verse 8. Let us leave behind our pride and seek the Lord with humility. Today, let us think on these things.